How much house does a $3,000 a month mortgage payment buy you in Sarasota? You won't believe what $3,000 a month actually buys right in the heart of Sarasota. And I say that because most people are still thinking in yesterday's numbers. Stay tuned as I'm going to show you over a dozen houses in this very price range. And I'm going to break down how we came up with those numbers so you can see the math. Buying power has changed fast. Interest rates have moved, insurance has changed, and taxes matter more than ever. But most people are still asking the wrong question. Not what price can I afford, but what monthly payment can I afford and still live within my means? So let's start with how we even got to this $3,000 a month number. When we say $3,000 monthly mortgage, what we're really talking about is the full housing payment, not just principal and interest. So that includes principal and interest, of course, on a 30-year conventional loan with property taxes, homeowners insurance, and in many cases, HOA fees. Now, using today's typical Sarasota numbers, here's a realistic breakdown. So say about $2,200 towards principal and interest. Say taxes a little over $4,500 per year. Now that could go lower with homestead since this will be your primary home in most cases. So for example, I have a home worth more than $450,000, but only pay about a little over $3,000 per year because it's my primary home and I have it homesteaded. So with that, it's roughly $378 per month in property taxes, around $240 for homeowners insurance, and about $180 per month for HOA dues. Now I'm in a neighborhood where we only pay that pretty much every quarter, or you might be in a neighborhood with no HOA at all. And add that all together and you're right at approximately $3,000 per month total housing payment. Now, of course, that shifts depending on your down payment, the exact interest rate you get, whatever that might be, and the specific property. But this is a realistic everyday scenario that I see with buyers right now in Sarasota. So in this video, I'm going to show you exactly what $3,000 monthly mortgage gets you right today in Sarasota. So with those assumptions, a $3,000 total monthly payment typically puts buyers in roughly the $400 to $460 price range, depending on those variables. And I calculated it at $450,000. Once again, depending on those variables, that could go higher or lower. So now let's head out on the road and take a look at a few houses before we move on. And I'll show you more in just a minute. So these are actual homes right now listed between $400,000 and $450,000 right here in Sarasota, not Bradenton, Venice, or any of these outlying areas. It's right here in the core of Sarasota. A 3-2, 1,600 square feet, $419,000. 4 bedrooms, 2.5 baths, and this one is listed at $435,000. 3 bedrooms, 2.5 baths, 1,700 square feet, listed at $438,500. 3-2, 1818 under air, and this one is listed at $435,000. 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, 1,911 square feet, and this one is listed at $425,000. Now here is where it can get interesting because what you get depends heavily on where you buy. So if you're looking at single family homes, that payment range is going to often give you, of course, a 3-bedroom, but maybe a 4-bedroom or a 2-bath or 2.5 bath, and somewhere between 1,600 and 2,200 square feet. Usually established neighborhoods because most of Sarasota's been built out for years and newer homes are slightly outside that core area. Sometimes you get minimal HOA, sometimes no HOA at all. But I built in $180 per month into the budget. So you're getting space and privacy, but you may be giving up brand new finishes or walkability, just depends on the house. But you're still gonna be close to everything. Sarasota and these neighborhoods are already built out, so you're a 5-minute drive to every single thing that you could possibly need. So that buying range moves based on interest rates, down payment size, HOA fees, insurance costs, and whether you're buying a condo, townhome, or a single family home. But for most buyers I work with, that's a realistic window. So if you're leaning towards newer townhomes or condos or villas, $3,000 per month can often get you brand new construction, some modern layouts, a garage, and exterior maintenance covered by the HOA. So there you have less yard, less maintenance, and more predictability. So when we talk about great deals in Sarasota, central Sarasota on townhomes, this is an example. These are brand new, 3 bedrooms, 2.5 baths, and they start at $376,000. So that keeps you way under that $3,000 a month payment. And if you're considering condos, this is where location can really shine. Closer to downtown, closer to the beaches, closer to shopping and dining. but the trade-off is typically smaller square footage and higher HOA influence on your overall buying power. And this is why two buyers with the same $3,000 monthly budget can end up in completely different homes. In one area, that might mean a larger home farther from the core, and another, a smaller home in a prime location. Neither is right or wrong, it just all comes down to priorities. Let's look at a few more. 3-bedroom, 2.5 bath, listed at $435. 3-bedroom, 2.5 bath, listed at $420. 3-bedroom, 2.5 bath, listed at $438,500. 3-bedroom, 2-bath, listed at $445. 3-bedroom, 2-bath, built in 2023, listed at $449. And 3-bedroom, 2-bath, listed at $459. Now here's what really impacts buying power the most. Of course, interest rates, property taxes, insurance costs, and HOA fees. So a $400 HOA fee might not sound huge to some people, but it can reduce buying power by tens of thousands of dollars. That's why focusing on the total monthly payment matters more than just the price. So smart buyers don't stretch, they optimize. And that might mean choosing the right neighborhood instead of the trendiest one, or targeting homes with newer roofs to help with insurance costs. Just being flexible, especially on the layout, or watching builder incentives, and especially timing. Small decisions in this market can change affordability dramatically. So here's my question for you. If your budget was $3,000 per month, which Sarasota neighborhood would you choose and why? Closer to the beach for a condo or a townhome, or 20 minutes inland for a bigger, newer home? Let me know in the comments below. And if you want to run your exact numbers based on your particular down payment and scenario, reach out anytime by phone, text, or email. I'm happy to walk you through it and show you exactly what kind of house and neighborhood that you can get for your particular budget. Because once you understand the payment, the rest of the decisions get a whole lot clearer. Now check out this video that I did earlier on what you can get for $300,000 in Sarasota versus Parrish. For living and buying in Sarasota, I'm Rob Rovnak. I'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.